It's a basketball-sized fruit, and when it's ripe, the outside of the shell here is like kind of like a coconut shell, where it's kind of like a wooden-like shell, and you have to cut it with a saw to open it. But this is miracle fruit, and we have to cook it. So I'm going to open it up. I already started kind of sawing on it some, as you can see, but it's definitely, and I'm going to use my hacksaw. This is the first time I've actually done this, but I'm going to try to cut it open with my hacksaw. Once you get through the outside, then you're into the softer pulp on the inside, which is what you cook. So I'm going to try to just kind of go around it until I get through the hard exterior. And you can see this is like sawdust here. I mean, this thing is really wooden-like. This is actually calabaza, I think it's called, gourd. So it's a member of the gourd family, and you know how they make water jugs and things like that from gourds. Well, this is basically the same thing. They have different shapes of these. Some are more gourd shaped. The ones in the Philippines, they're round like a basketball, and I mean literally the size of a basketball. This one's slightly smaller, but we got some out on our tree outside that are, I mean, as big as a basketball. And we got about 20 of them out there, but it's supposed to be really nutritious. I think mostly diabetics look to this for some kind of blood sugar leveling properties. And but our friend's father had a stroke, and he likes this. He thinks it helps with his stroke issues. So the inside of the meat should be white. And hopefully I'm cutting, in line with where the other cut was. We're almost there. Some people use like a regular saw, but I thought a hacksaw would be a little bit more controllable. And it seems to work fine. I'm not, like I said, I'm not cutting through the entire thing. I'm just cutting through the wooden shell part, and then after that we will use just a regular knife to cut through the pulpy inside. Okay, so I think we got it here. So now I'm going to get a regular knife, which is this one here, and slice through the insides. You can see that the inside is just soft and white like that. And there's little seeds and stuff here, but if you want to grow one, just cut off one of the limbs and you'll get, and just stick it in the ground. Those things grow like crazy. So anyway, what we're going to do now is scoop this out. And let me get a big spoon of some kind. Okay, I got a couple of spoons here. See which one works best. This is the pan we're going to boil it in. What you do, you boil it, and it turns black, and then you strain the juice out. And this is soft. It's basically like soft ice cream is, the way it feels, to me right now. So basically like scooping ice cream. So I'm just going to scoop all this out. They say it kind of tastes like wine or something when it's done. And again, I don't know, because this is my first one here. I'm just, following instructions that friends gave us on how to do this stuff. And again, you can see, just scoop it out. And it's not hard to scoop out at all. But you can tell it's kind of fibrous slightly inside, but not really much at all. And there's your basic wooden shell. Now we're going to do the other side. So, this is called Oh, there's also other things that's called miracle fruit, and they're small, a little bit larger than a grape, red berry kind of a thing. That's also called miracle fruit, and this is sometimes called miracle tree. So I guess everybody's looking for a miracle. You know what I mean? And I'll actually let my wife cook this up since she's the queen of the kitchen and I'm just a fisherman and a carpenter and a painter.
Carpenter too.
Yeah, but she's an assistant carpenter, just like me doing this. I'm just helping out. She's not a master carpenter. She thinks she is. She gets kind of bossy out there sometimes, so you gotta watch out. Although she does have good ideas, I have to admit. Yesterday when we were building our shed, we had a piece of scrap wood that was long and angled, and we needed to cap off, and you'll see it on the video that we do. We needed to cap off the top. I'm just kind of going to, well, maybe I won't. This is connected to the stem, so that's it. We got it all in here like this. You can see it's just a little bit heavy, maybe a few kilos. And we just put it on the, and don't add water, nothing. You just put the whole thing on there. Start up the fire, put a lid on it, and let her cook. And we'll be back as this stuff starts to cook down. And it's going to kind of like melt down, basically. Put the lid on there. And that fire's a little bit high. I'm going to turn it down some. That's just the initial click when I turn it on. So we're not trying to burn it. We're just trying to get it to soften and release all the juice. So we'll be back with more from my paradise on Bantayan Island. We're cooking miracle fruit today. Bye for now. Back here, my wife's kind of chopping this into smaller pieces so it'll kind of juice up a little faster and easier. You know, because I just basically took full scoops and dumped them in the bowl. But we're making them into smaller ones. And that should help the process too. Also, you noticed ours had a little darker tone to it, a little darker purplish, grayish kind of a color. It was that's a better ripeness, is my opinion. It smells a little bit sweeter. This is not necessarily sweet. Yeah, see, now it's starting to foam up and boil. You can see that little volcanoes there bubbling up. And we'll put the lid on there and kind of let it cook, because that heat is what kind of juices it for you. And then we got to strain it out. This pan has holes in the side. I'm going to vent a little bit there so that it doesn't turn into a big frothing foamy thing that, you know, when things boil, they boil over basically, and it's a bunch of foam that comes up. So if you vent them like that, they'll have less of that foam. So hopefully this will be what we need. I may turn that fire down a little bit more too, because it's cooking up, really boiling. I mean 2 or 3 minutes and it's boiling. So we will let that do its thing, and we'll be back with more from my paradise on Bantayan Islands. We're about to see a miracle. Bye for now. Alrighty, we think we're about halfway there now. You can see it's really blackening up. And so we're kind of stirring it. We kind of been mashing it and chopping it up some too. That spoon there's got a lot of holes in it, so it's kind of easy to mash it and get stuff to come out through the holes too. So it's kind of like a dual purpose thing. But you can see the chunks are smaller than when I put them in there, because you know, we chopped them up some. But you can see it's turning like a black inkish kind of like a squid ink basically. And if you saw my squid video, you would know what I'm talking about. Squid ink. The Squid Fest. I haven't actually. I mean, I made the video. It's just not edited yet, so I gotta put that up on YouTube pretty soon. But see how it's turning black, and it smells. It's got a hint of like a grape juice smell or a grape smell, but it's not sweet. It's got a funny. I mean, I don't think this is really gonna taste that good, but we're doing it for you, YouTube subscribers. And again, who knows? We may have some kind of miracle. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the coronavirus will end or something. We don't know. We're just seeing. I mean, we got a tree out front that's got like 20 of these things on it. And I've never seen a tree with 20 of these miracle fruits on them, but that thing's got at least 20. I mean, big basketball. So, I mean, we can make a mess of this stuff if we like it for some reason. I would think that you could, like, if it's not sweet, you know, it's just kind of like a vegetable liquid kind of a thing. Huh? How's it smell?
I don't know, I can't tell.
She doesn't like it. But I would think you could put some honey in it and, you know, kind of sweeten it up. The problem is, you want to see how much honey we got left? That much. So we need to get some more. And when I say more, we get 10 bottles of this for 80 pesos each. And it's real honey. It even had a honey bee in it one day. It says that the honey that I buy in the market is not real honey. I just want you to see the honey bee that was in the bottle of honey. So I think you can pretty much be assured that is real honey. Whoops, is a honey bee in the honey that was in the bottle. So it's real honey. It's not fake, and the bee guarantees it. So anyway, we're still cooking the miracle fruit, and as you can see, it's really you've seen those shows where those witches and stuff, you know, are brewing up something, and they're going wah, or whatever witches do. That's an evil scientist one that I just did, not a witch thing, but it looks like a witch's brew. So anyway, we will be back as this thing cooks down to mostly juice, and we'll give it a taste test. We'll strain it. We got our strainers set up here. First strainer we're going to use is this one here, because it's, whoops, almost lost that thing. See, this one here? It's a little bit larger, so we'll get all the seeds and the large pulp and stuff like that, and then we'll strain it into one of these stainless steel pans. And then after that, the ultimate strain before we drink it will be like a little screen wire. Alrighty. But it's been about, well, from start to finish, I'm guessing 15 to 20 minutes, but if that don't turn you into a frog, nothing will. I'm telling you, that stuff is black. Black, black, black. Let me smell it. It still has a hint of a grape slash mixed with a gourd, which is, you know, gourds are kind of flavorless, but you can kind of get that smell. Okay, so somehow we're gonna have to try to put this in here. So I'm gonna give my wife the camera, and I'm gonna try to scoop some up and put it in this. We're keeping these close by because this stuff's gonna drip and it may make a bit of a mess, but we're gonna try. Scooping too much because we have to mash it over and over and over. And here it goes. Get those frog legs in here. Eye of newt, leg of frog, toad. They use toads. So when you're doing the witch's brew. So anyway, I think you're getting the gist of what we're doing here. I'm just going to keep pressing on. Get the pun. And we'll be back once we drink this stuff. So, bye for now. We basically did that, and we are ready to. I'll let my wife drink it first, since it's a native thing, and she's probably, her immune system is probably stronger than mine, so for this kind of stuff she's adapted. Just like they eat rice every day and don't get fat. Well, I get fatter than a cow if I eat rice, so not to mention that rice poisons your kidneys. That's another video. you don't really want to eat rice ever. It's the nastiest stuff for your blood sugar that you can possibly do. Anybody with, and that's why all the Filipinos and Asians have diabetes, because 90% of their meal is rice. Literally 90% of their meal is rice. So that's sugar, sugar, sugar every meal of the day. But anyway, back to this. So this is actually good, supposedly, for blood sugar control. So I actually was able to segue right into diabetes help. And so what are we going to do now? How are we going to get it into a glass and drink this stuff down? Where's the little fruit juice glass? Here. Here, we have a little fruit juice glass. Just a little pineapple thing. And we'll use a scooper. And my wife will scoop it, hopefully not make a mess. And put it into this glass over the thing so it don't go everywhere. Okay. And I don't know how much of this you need to drink.
I don't want to.
Well, one more scoop. Yeah,
One more scoop?
well, I mean, it's miracle fruit. It's supposed to, heal us. So what else us? Okay. So let's see if my wife is miraculously cured of whatever it is that she has. Go ahead, drink it. Drink it.
Oh my goodness.
You're up. Batter up. She's scared. I don't think it's that bad. It's kind of a neutralish, slightly, tolerable.
Tolerable.
Here you go, honey.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your turn.
There's the American that is not, my system is not made for eye of newt and toe of toad and all that, so we'll see. Well, first you smell the bouquet, and then and then I'll need to swirl it a little bit, aerate it.
Bottoms up.
It tastes like it looks, okay? It's a witch's brew, okay? I don't know if you'll get any miracles from drinking this, but maybe you could. Now, we juice every day, so what we may do is put some of this in with our juice. We got carrot and apple and cabbage and whatever fruits. We throw some pineapple in there. We got that, ginger, those types of things. We have an actual juicer. It's a slow 86 RPM crushing and juicing thing. It's one of the best kind that there is. So we'll probably add this to our juice in the morning, and it's definitely drinkable. I mean, and it does. Let me drink it again, see what I can tell you. Tastes like medicine. Tastes like a cough syrup without all the sugar in it. It's not. It has a slight hint of sweetness. I'm thinking soy sauce with sugar, like a teriyaki maybe. I don't know how you, and it's got a hint of grape. There's a slight hint of grape. You can it kind of finishes with a grape flavor to it, and not a good grape flavor, but you'll just know, like a Concord grape, like a very dark grape.
Maybe we will try to chill it. Maybe it tastes better.
Yeah, and it may taste better chilled. Right now it's warm. It's probably like 95 degrees warm. So anyway, I'm gonna set this down, and we're gonna wrap it up. So that. Let me do the here's to your health. Here's to your health.
Oh.
Woo! Not bad. Not that bad. So we'll be back with more healthy alternatives to your daily diet from Bantayan Island. Bye for now.